PSB Power 48 finale. It is the finale at the event. Marcus Burnett joined by Chris Watkins as we have a great matchup here. Florida Future Elite taking on Blazers Exposure Red.
Two evenly matched teams. I don't think that our staff could have done anything better to make this the way to end this amazing day we've had here at basketball here at Lake Point Champion Center.
Florida Future Elite coached by head coach Jamie Outen and Robert Giles, while Tim Marshall, head of the Blazers Exposure Program and coach of this squad. A couple players to watch. Destiny Henderson with the ball. One of a very potent 1-2 guard punch for Florida Future Elite, along with number 2, Jariah Outen. Autumn Giles, a very big glue piece for this Florida Future Elite squad as well. That list is not exhaustive. They've got a lot of talent on that squad, but those are just 3 of the players to watch for Florida Future Elite. That three-pointer was knocked down there for Blazers Exposure to get the game on the board. That was actually number 2 for Blazers Exposure, Ashley Free.
You know what the Future's really going to have to contest with this game is Araya Copeland inside. You know, at 6'2", I mean, fully healthy, coming off a knee injury a few years ago. She definitely got a pep in her step. You know, had a conversation with our Jonathan Hemingway prior to the game. We were just talking about, you know, she's one of the best interior players in the state of Georgia, you know, and arguably by some, you know, maybe the best. So the Future's really going to have to contest with her throughout this matchup.
Yeah, you beat me to the punch in terms of some of the players to watch for the Blazers. Copeland definitely leading that list. That last three-pointer for them, or the first three-pointer, was knocked down by Ashley Free. As we take another look at it, Free out of Brew-Baker Tech there in Alabama. Coach Marshall is going to keep him a good player or two out of Brew Tech there in Alabama, just across that border from Columbus, Georgia. Is the state of Alabama right there. So good interstate connection for the Blazers. And the aforementioned Araya Copeland gets her first bucket inside to make it 5-2. Going for the poke away there was Tamia Swanson, called for the foul there. Swanson and Outen could be a fun matchup to watch as this one continues. Outen to Henderson. Henderson kicks it inside. Access denied. There as it looked like a reverse attempt coming there for, I believe that's number 13. Got to make sure with the spiffy jersey for Florida Future. Yes, that is number 13, Alicia Curry. Meanwhile, Araya Copeland has her second bucket. And Chris, even if you don't know that much about girls basketball, if you know hoop in general, just the airport test, you can say, hey, number 44 looks like she's going to be a handful for that other team. But knowing what we know about Copeland, you've already forecasted it, and she hasn't disappointed so far here in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're the Future, you want to try to speed this game up. You see him pulling the press out and try to wear Copeland down and make her have to get up and down the floor as many times as possible. I mean, but she's a player who's really worked on her conditioning. So what you might have been able to do to her this time last year, you're going to struggle to do that. You know, just you can tell all the work that she's put in, no longer wearing the brace, moving great. I mean, and she's got to be a player that Florida Future keys in on every single time a shot goes up on the defensive end, just to make sure they keep her boxed out.
You got to look at her last layup. 7-2 now. Outen with the floater. Nice touch there by Jariah Outen. Takes skill to be able to knock down that floater. I always go for the mid-range J myself in that kind of setting. I've never been that proficient with the floater, but you can see that touch Outen displayed on that last play. Destiny Henderson will go to the line. We get another look at that Outen floater. And that's from the free throw line.
See the Future really trying to now push the tempo on the offensive end. Blazers are going to have to make sure they get back. I mean, and you actually can hear Coach Tim Marshall asking his team who is going to stop the ball. You can't just give up, you can't allow a player like Henderson to get to the free throw line to get herself going offensively. One of the most talented guards in her class. And if you let her just get too easy and let her see the ball go through, she might ring off 6 to 8 real quick.
Very quick. Giles, that's a good look. Shot she can knock down consistently. Can't get that one to go. And call for the foul. Trying to get to the rebound. We have a sub in for Blazers exposure. Number 1, Taya Johnson. As Ashley Free will get a breather. Pass ahead to Johnson. Johnson to Copeland. Good defense there by Alicia Curry. Curry up for the challenge of trying to make things as hard as possible for Copeland to score inside. Had to hang in the air and extend to get a piece of that one. She got all of it. Giles with the rebound. 1-point game in favor of the Blazers. Alden gets the touch. Quick hands defensively with this guard core for the Blazers. You see Alden protect the ball. Copeland leaves that layup short. Florida Future Elite taking a 1-point lead. Alden, the firm and commit. Misses the first shot, no suit on that rebound attempt as Copeland was in position and brings it down. Skip pass over to Johnson, now they're working inside. Tie up for the rebound. Able to pull it away was 0-0 to Mia Swanson. Curry goes down hard, but she appears to be okay. Pass ahead to Alden. Alden fouled on the play and will go to the line.
So kind of changing this game has been over here the last 2 minutes. Florida Future really getting it out, pushing out on the break, you know, and forcing the Blazers to have to try to get back.
Alden out of Fort Myers High School teammate of Destiny Henderson. Autumn Giles, also a Fort Myers High School attendee. So that Fort Myers nucleus, big part of this Florida Future squad. Alicia Curry, I like their energy for Florida Future Elite. Had a big block on Copeland a few minutes ago. She's going to get a rest. And coming in will be number 9. I don't have a number 9 on the roster, but I believe that's Jamia Bland, given the fact that that's the only player listed at 5'10" on their roster. So we'll verify that for you during the quarter break. But it's a 10-7 ball game, 3-point lead for Florida Future Elite. Jumper off the mark. Here's Henderson. Henderson, a little bit of a stutter step. Too strong off the back of the rim.
Not considered to miss those often.
Henderson off to the races again. Bounce pass ahead. More free throws coming for Florida Future Elite. Free throw knocked down by number 18. And also number 9 is Shania Clark for Florida Future. So Clark called up from Florida Future 2018.
And you see they put her in there to combat with some of that size that Copeland had. Very talented prospect there in her class.
You gotta change your mindset. Now let's go. Be aggressive.
And number 8 for Florida Future is Samara Spencer. 5'5" class of 2021, going coast to coast, can't get that shot to go. But Florida Future Elite with the offensive rebound. Pass inside, and it's finished by Shania Clark. Clark also out of Fort Myers, but not the high school. Then St. Michael just to lay in to make it an 8-point game. Right out and we'll check in, give Destiny Henderson a breather. On the floor for Florida Future Elite. Outen, Giles, Spencer. Number 30, Janae Outen. And Clark. Cookies taken by the Blazers and laid up on the other end for number 11, Taya Johnson. They pull it to within 6. Giles gonna stop, get that one to go off the window.
You know, great pull up there by Giles. You mentioned that using the glass, and unless you're up and you're a sky dog and you're up over the rim, that's the way you got to pull up in transition every time, right there off the glass.
Foul called on the play, much to the chagrin of the Florida Future Elite coaching staff. But we will have a trip to the free throw line for number 42 for Blazers exposure. Number 42, another name we'll have to get there at the quarter break. And also 8 is Amaria Gordon. That's Gordon. Thought it was Spencer. That is actually Gordon. Another Florida Future Elite 2018 call-up. Giles wheeling, dealing inside. Too strong off the glass this time. 7-point game. They get it to the block. Strong shot initially. Weak side rebound and up and in. That's number 25, Desiree Arnold. And Arnold makes it a 5-point game. So a 5-point lead for Florida Future as we go into the quarter break.
We get a defensive board. We don't want to walk and just let them get set up in their defense. We got to push the basketball, but protect it. When they're that little run and jump defense, all they're doing is trying to get you in the trap zone. 2 on you, you know somebody's open. Don't turn your back to the defense. And you're better ball handlers than that. See the basketball. See the floor. The reason I took you out. The court awareness is not there. And I know you're more composed than that. Okay? Okay? Come on. Come on. Look, they have all the energy. We don't have it now. Let's go get it. Let's go. Be ready to go, Ashley.
Ready to get the second quarter going. Chris, your thoughts on that SUV TV mic up session?
You know, great job there by Coach Marshall. You know, he's telling his players, don't just dribble into where the trap is. One of the things as a guard you have to identify and recognize when that trap is coming. We saw it in the earlier game with Kelly Fitzgerald for the All-Stars. You have to pull that trap back towards you so then you can hit somebody else in the middle of the floor and then they can play basketball. You can have advantage on that end. So that's what he talked about with his team.
Free throws here for Henderson.
Future's going to take it out to start the quarter. Giles with the runner inside off the ball screen. Future extend their lead to 9 here, 15 seconds into the quarter.
Lead 9 points for Florida Future Elite. Out and out to Henderson. Henderson, good pass to Curry. Denied inside. Blocked by number 13, Diamond Hall. Arnold wide open in the corner with the pass. And the three-pointers cashed in. That's number 11, Tia Johnson.
Can't leave her open like that.
Johnson pulls them to within 6. Henderson will reset. They've done a good job keeping Henderson at bay up to this point. Pass to Curry, now out to Giles. Giles, top of the key three.
Great pass there by Destiny Henderson. A little bit of hesitation giving it back to Giles. I mean, Giles got to have at least 10 points right now.
Take another look at that dime drop by Henderson. Giles with the finish.
Diamond, let's go. Come on. Here, you can help.
Rye Copeland back in the game for the Blazers.
3 or 5, all right?
She was a consistent source of offense early on. See if they look to get her more involved here in the final 6 minutes of the second quarter.
Long. Oh, come on, Swanson. Swanson. Get on. Need on weak side boards. Let's go. Dead.
Timeout on the floor.
Okay? Back to you.
Let's get out on it. Come on, let's go.
Under the 6-minute mark here in the second quarter, Marcus Burnett joined by Chris Watkins and Florida Future Elite with an 11-point advantage. Henderson looking for Curry inside. Curry drops it off. Shot changed by Copeland, but Curry with a nice little tip in, little volleyball set kind of tip in right there. Makes it 28-15.
You know, that finish started with Destiny Henderson's passing ability. I love how unselfish she is because she's such a skilled scorer. She could also look for her own shot every time down the floor, but, you know, she makes those passes. The type of player you want to play with.
With the ball now, as it poked away by Copeland. Backdoor cut by Outen. Outen on the reverse. Can't get the shot to go. Copeland with the rebound. Johnson drops the shoulder. Good aggressive drive. Couldn't get it to go, and now here's Giles. Met by Copeland. Giles still able to finish.
Great job there by Giles, using the jump stop. Small little head fake to make sure Copeland couldn't block her shot.
Foul called on the play. It'll go against Deshae Allman. Lead now 15 for Florida Future Elite. Henderson taking her time up top. Now she'll drive. Good defense there. She had Allman sticking with her, and also Copeland there as a second wave of defense. Too strong on that shot. Out in the head to Henderson. Henderson touch pass. Clark too strong on the shot. Gordon tries to follow up, gets a little nudge from Copeland on the way back down the court. Good passing there by Copeland, just couldn't get the shot to go. They got to be able to take advantage of those looks.
Yeah,
Tia Johnson too strong on the shot.
Yeah, and if Copeland gets that deep inside, I mean, she's a go-to scorer for them. She's got to try to make a play, especially here down 15. They need her to get going like she was early in the first quarter.
Henderson out top. Ball screen set. Clark gonna roll. Left that one short. They pass up a wide open shot there. Mariah Gordon, class of 2021 there, Chris.
Man, great job hanging in the air and letting the defender roll by.
She's going to be a problem over the next few years, and she's only getting better going up against Oughton and Henderson in practice. Coast-to-coast finish. That's number 7, Bethany Brunson. Clark trying to wrestle the rebound away, gets it to Henderson. Henderson tripped up and helped up. Ball being thrown in. Let's take a look at that last finish there by Mariah Gordon. Get the hang time. Hang time in the ups. Pass inside, the assist by Janae Oughton, the lay-in by Giles. Janae Oughton, another class of 2021 player, getting some bump here with the 11th grade squad. Now that's the Tia Johnson you need in terms of knocking down those opportunities that will be created by Copeland's presence out there.
Yeah, they're going to need her to knock down a couple more of those here before the half's out.
Good defense there on Oughton. Clark flips it up and in. Layup wouldn't stay down. A little bit of a lid on the rim there, but they attack the offensive glass and get another opportunity through the Blazers. Not to be denied on the offensive glass there was number 13, Diamond Hall. Hall has it blocked out of bounds. Back in for Florida Future, number 13, Alicia Curry. And number 8, Samara Spencer.
Bucket, let us stop right here. Let's go. Great ball. Knock it down. Knock it down. That girl. Extend. Push up. Active.
They'll make it an 18-point game. Traveling violation going to go against Gordon. So right now, you got four class of 2021 players and one class of 2019 player on the floor for Florida Future Elite. Trip to the free throw line being earned there for number 13, Diamond Hall out of Colquitt County High School.
I love, these Florida Future, the young guns. I just text to our Jonathan Hemingway. They're not scared out here on this stage. You got Florida, FSU, SMU, coaches from all over the country have been here today, and they're stepping up like this is nothing to them.
Yep. They are. Trying to embrace the stage. But I think Coach Alton saying, I know my young guns can go. But they hit that three, they pulled it to within 17. Let me go ahead and get Henderson, Alton, and Giles in there to finish this first half off. 17-point game.
Don't settle. Attack mode.
Coach called for attack mode. Attack mode exemplified there by Diamond Hall. Hangs in the air, floats that one up, gets the bounce, a 15-point game. Good active hands there as they try to come up with the steal. Ends up in Henderson's hands. She's able to lay it in. We're able to get a couple deflections there. Couldn't get the clean steal.
Keep it moving.
Wow. The mind of Henderson to be able to catch it off the tip in the air and drop it off to Giles to finish the half. I mean, you talk about a special player as you see the replay right here. Look at her, catch it in the air with one hand. I mean, just the unselfishness, knowing where her teammates are trailing there on that shuffle cut to the rim and finish. What a way to send us into the half.
Agreed. Halftime, 19-point lead for Florida Future.
Beating us with energy. Energy. And don't be the turnover queen. Be smart with the basketball. Great point. Every time we go down to the corner with basketball, it's going to be difficult for us. Stop. You bigs, don't come so high. Seal inside and force them to get the ball down. I know you're trying to come out and relieve so we can reverse the basketball. I don't need y'all to do that. That's their job. You understand that? Whatever, ball, 19 points, whatever. You can't get it all back at one time. 2 at a time, 2, 3 at a time. But we got to get stops. You don't get out hustled. You don't let them just steal your pride. We're not going to do that. So if you're walking or you're not giving maximum effort, you're going to be over here with us. Does everybody understand that? Get something to drink. Hurry up. Come on.
You hear via SUV TV mic up that halftime talk there by Coach Marshall. Really emphasized to his team. Can't get it all back at once. So I can cut it down chunk by chunk, but it's going to all start with stops on the defensive end. A lot of firepower there on that Florida Future Elite squad. The Blazers have some firepower as well, but one thing Coach Marshall definitely stresses that he doesn't want to see his team getting out-hustled, outplayed, or out-energy, for lack of a better word. I do know out-energied isn't a word, but you get what I meant. Wants to see his team's energy level increase here against this Florida Future Elite squad. Copeland ties that one up, jump ball. He's going to send it over to the Blazers. Good way to start on the defensive end. Copeland kicks it to the corner. Johnson Her first three-point attempt of the second half. Copeland too strong on the follow. That one's left short. Still battling on the inside. It's tipped around, and they come away with it, the Florida Future Elite squad. Bethany Brunson pulled it out of there. Giles over to Henderson. Florida Futures taking their time here. Ball knocked out of play there by Deshae Allman. No, Allman didn't get a hand on it. So the official gets the call right. Curry got a hand on that one. Now Henderson and Outen off to the races. Outen tries to drop it off, but all over it was Tia Johnson, who didn't give up on the play, stuck with it, gets the steal. Reach gonna go against Curry. Allman out of Lamar County High School. They're in Barnesville, Georgia. One of the coolest athletic directors you'll find there in Calvin Scandrett. Pass intended for Copeland. She was trying to get positioning on Curry. Turned her around a little bit, so it'll go out of play. But Coach Marshall trying to spur his team on, but also likes the energy they're showing coming out of this one. Curry to Giles. Outen being given a lot more space than you should give a player that can knock down that triple. Inside to Copeland. You can cancel Christmas, she gets it that deep. They miss some here or there. But when they found a way to get it to her that low here in this game, she's made them count. Tough thing has been some of the pressure applied by Florida Future Elite and being able to get it to that point. Easier said than done. Checking in is number 30, Janae Outen, on the floor for Florida Future Elite. Number 30, Outen. Number 13, Curry. Number 21, Giles. Number 3, Henderson. And number 7, Bethany Brunson. Wide open three for Outen. She can't get it to go. Giles with the offensive rebound. Copeland says enough of that and clears it out. Joined by Jonathan Hemingway here on the mic. Second half of this one, the Blazers fighting as all Coach Marshall teams do, Hemi, here in the second half.
They always play into the final buzzer, that's for sure. But unfortunately right now, this is less about the Georgia Blazers and more about the Destiny Henderson show. As much as it pains me to talk about one individual, you know, over the team, boy, what a show she is putting on, huh?
Yeah, she just a easy button with the ball. And one of the things that we noted in the first half is just how she seems like she looks to make a play for others first. Yeah. And then, you know, she can pick her spots and attack, even though she can score with ease.
You know, what I love about this group of Florida Future, you know, they started out so young and so talented. And sometimes, you know, when that happens, jealousies can occur. And, you know, sometimes, you know, kids feel like, you know, they're being overshadowed or ignored. But not so in this case. And in the fact that you have Destiny that has really elevated her game to the fact, you know, to the point where she was the starting point guard for the USA basketball team, you know, this summer. And, you know, everybody else is still very good, but she's kind of broke through the clouds, so to speak. But the synergy there, the dynamics are still very good. And when you have an unselfish star like Destiny that is willing to involve others, it just makes it, like you say, so easy.
And that chemistry between Outen, Henderson, and Giles, coming from Fort Myers High School and here to Florida Future, you can see that on the floor with the way they play. Henderson kicks it to the corner.
She just plays at a different speed, doesn't she? Yeah. I mean, she can go really, really fast, and she anticipates what the defenders are going to do before they do it.
What this Florida Future team defense has been able to do is make it tough for the Blazers exposure to use their strongest point when it comes to Copeland. Copeland was able to get buckets early on, and I think they recognize, hey, if we let it get that down low to Copeland, it's going to be that result like there each time. So they've done a good job of trying to beat them to the punch and really pressure them on the offensive end to avoid that.
Yeah, we got two easy buttons on either side, don't we? Copeland right around the rim and Henderson with the ball in her hands. Take a look at this SUV TV instant replay. Don't get me going on Araya Copeland. I'm about to have a Joel Hillsman moment here in a second. Copeland, Alabama commit, and I think when you talk about post players from the state of Georgia, deep three right there from the corner. That's number 8. Number 8, Spencer, with that three.
Oh, and actually, that's number 18. That's
18.
Omariah Gordon. Yeah, they got that piece of tape there. Omariah Gordon, but still a class of 2021 guard.
Oh, 21.
Yeah. You mentioned how young, Henderson and Alden were and how they impressed.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a nice wave of young guards coming as well. Omariah Gordon leading the way.
Finish my thought. The state of Georgia is just filled with, great post players. Great players, top to bottom. But for my money, I think Araya Copeland is the most productive and the most consistent post player. There might be post players out there that are taller, maybe, have a better frame. But I think night in, night out, she's gonna give you 10 and 10, for, the Crimson Tide, there in Tuscaloosa. I think that's what you're gonna get. Maybe there are kids with bigger upside. I get all of that. But, sometimes, the best money is safe money.
Three from the corner. Long rebound to Outen. She was looking for Clark, but it's going to be stolen and brought the other way by Taya Johnson. Johnson with the and one. Taya Johnson, the steal on one end, converts it into a bucket on the other. Can't get the free throw. Pass a little bit behind Clark, but she's able to chase it down, get it to Alden, who steps through but has it denied on the inside.
I believe that is Brittany Grice with that block. New addition from the Georgia Blazers, 2017 prospect. Put Grice and Copeland in the middle of the court, man. There's not going to be a lot of space for those driving guards now is there?
Not at all. They're looking to gobble anything you bring in there up. But with the way that, Florida Future, you look at Henderson and Outen, and yes, they initiate a lot of the offense, but they do a great job of moving the ball. So it's not like it's just two guards pinning their ears back and coming in with reckless abandon. They're really moving it around, getting Autumn Giles involved, but also the young pieces like Janiah Clark, who we've also seen reap the benefits of them penetrating.
Just too easy, Marcus. Come on now.
Henderson just spreads it out.
Oh, goodness.
Collision
Big
there
collision
under the basket. Both players okay.
I know we're about a year away from long-range shot there, number 6. Sierra Jordan, 20. I have to check that. I'm sure she's 5'7". Layup right there, number 2 for the Blazers.
That is Ashley Free.
Ashley Free.
Free got the Blazers' first 3 points of the game. Floater off the mark on Henderson, trying to get after it. Pass ahead to Tia Johnson. I'm sorry, number 1, that's Taya Johnson, not Tia. That's Taya. Lane. And that number 6 for Florida Future Elite that just knocked down that triple. She's probably a call-up from the 2018 squad. I don't see a 6 there either, so
we'll check on that for sure.
Splash from the corner, the triple knockdown, number 13, Diamond Hall. Hall makes it a 17-point game. No timeout call, just a substitution.
Hey, no basket. Work hard. Push up. Who's here? Who's here? Come on. Work. Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Challenge. Challenge.
Ashley Free guarding Henderson.
Switch it. Stay. Stay.
Get a hand on that pass.
Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up.
Good defensive possession so far for the Blazers, but Henderson gets a wide open look at 3 and knocks it down. Clark with the Clark with the rebound. She had it. She had it. She had it tucked in with the right. Traveled a little bit just to say, I mean, man, you're just gonna let them beat me up like this. I might travel, but I'm not letting the ball go anywhere. It then just slings it up ahead. Funny sequence there for Clark. As Henderson has it, takes a shot, and knocks it down there to end the third quarter. Destiny Henderson trying to put on a show. We'll be back with more here from the PSB Power 48. Fourth quarter underway here at the PSB Power 48. Blazers exposure continuing to play hard, earning a trip to the free throw line. Here is number 24, Deshae Allman.
Been wanting to see Allman get back on the court. She was sidelined with an injury at PSB Real Deal. She's a kid we identified over a year ago, back before she moved south to Lamar County. Now she's playing with Coach Marshall. Thought quite a bit of, her game. Good slashing guard. You see the size there.
(39-60). Henderson with the miss, tipped around. Rebound pulled down there by Tamia Swanson. Too strong on the initial attempt, but good job of running the floor and following up by Brittany Grice. Grice makes it a 19-point game.
long days in these gyms, and they're only going to get longer with the final 3 days, coming up. But definitely have to shout out our coaches that have stayed here to the very end. Assistant coach from University of Tennessee, Dean Lockwood. Assistant coaches from SMU. Coaches from University of, or I should say Kansas University, Lance White from Florida State, assistant coach from Florida. And also assistant coach from Georgia Southern, all in the building here, taking in our last game of the day here at PSB Power 48.
The sequence being put together by Grice. Snatches that rebound out of the air, lays it up, 17-point game. Grice called for the foul there. Coach Marshall wanted her to just go straight up with it, force Brunson to hit a tough shot. Got a little bit of, I won't call it momentum since they still have a pretty big uphill climb, but you've been able to get a couple buckets, cut it down to the teens. You force her to make a tough shot, get the rebound, you're back running. Now she goes to the free throw line. She's canned the first, second one on the way. She makes both. So a 19-point game. Grice tries to keep her productive streak going. She'll head to the free throw line for 2. Grice makes the first free throw. Henderson tried to throw that one off of Blazers exposure. That stepped out prior to doing so. So back over to the Blazers. Just down by 18. It's a wide open three-point look. Too strong. And
no, she didn't.
threading the needle there was Henderson.
A little too much now.
As I was just hitting it behind the back button a couple times.
Hey, but I tell you, when your best player is the one leading the way with the passes, you see how infectious it is. Out and had a couple of chances maybe to shoot it right at the mouth of the rim, but she was willing to make the extra pass.
That she was. And she was set, man. I think if she would have gotten fouled, she would have went to the free throw line and shot it behind the back. They're on that last little stretch. They're on that last stretch and one. Three-point play the hard way opportunity coming here for the Shea Almond. Free throw's good. Now a 17-point game. Giles on the drive. I guess 1 and 1 deserves another. She answers right back. Autumn Giles with the hoop and the horn. Pushes the lead to 19. Three-point play makes it a 20-point game. Pass a little too far ahead. Henderson to Outen. Now Giles will try a triple. Curry with the rebound.
Little four corners action right here. Spread the middle. Handle it, make the defense help, and then kick it out. Oh, nice little sidestep there by Alton in the finish. Coach Jamie Alton gonna get the quick timeout. See it right here on the instant replay. Glad they didn't call that a travel.
I was just going to say, a good move and give the officials an attaboy for not calling it a travel. That's just good officiating. Glad we don't have the officials that just say, hey, that just looks like something. Let me call something. A nice move by Alton. I tell you what, it's back to a 22-point advantage, but really respect the way that the Blazers have fought throughout this game. You saw Coach Marshall really telling them, they're making some good shots. They're a good team, but I just don't want us to be outworked. I want us to continue to fight, and that's exactly what they did. Even threatened a couple times, got it down to 17, 18 points, tried to get some momentum. But Florida Future just too much, as they've always been able to respond when they've needed to.
Yeah, no panic in this team. Playing with plenty of confidence right now, and like we said, lots of experience and a lot of synergy here.
Somehow Alton gets that shot up. Bryce and Curry tie up there on the rebound. Giles too strong on the baseline jumper. Floater by Tia Johnson. Pulls them to within 20.
Goodness gracious. She just goes past the defense so easily.
Got the step, couldn't get the layup to go pass ahead to Copeland. Copeland, nice catch, spinning away from trouble. Brings it down low and gets it knocked away. Inside to Grice. Strong move inside, can't get it to go. All right. Rice goes to the deck to get it, couldn't bring it down. Out and setting it up with a spin move. She misses Alicia Curry. Give Curry credit. The guard play is the razzle-dazzle portion of it. Draws a lot of attention, but she's had players such as Alicia Curry and Jania Clark on the inside, bringing Hellman and Lunchpail to be able to not only guard the Grices and the Copelands on the defensive end, but also finish him when given the chance to do so. We'll have to go to the free throw line to get these 2 points. Good on the first. Ball poked away.
Hey, deny yours, take the pass away. Take it away. Strong. Make it hard, Tim. Make it hard. Sit on it. Sit on it. Challenge. Challenge it.
Good finish on the inside by Curry. The dime dropped by Henderson. Again, that's Curry's not just going to hustle, make blue-collar plays for you. She can put points in by all of the action created by Henderson, Giles, Alton. more than capable of finishing. Extra pass results in a good shot knocked down by Tia Johnson. Out into Giles, and Giles with the lay-in. Autumn Giles headed to the free throw line. All she does is take a look at Henderson attacking inside. Brings a defender over, and Curry able to hang in the air, eat that small amount of contact and finish.